Caitlin Clark's ex-college coach, Lisa Bluder, shocking revelation about Caitlin Clark being left off of the United States Olympic team. But before we get off into today's video, do me a favor. Please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Please hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on, share the video out, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and please post your comments. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, Lisa Bluder has spoke in behalf of Caitlin Clark on how she feels by her ex-player being left off of the Olympic team. But before we get off into today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web, all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad. Tickets are backed by your buyer's guarantee. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase. Now remember, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase. Also, remember, you'll be supporting the Simply Ball Dropping podcast. Well, let's get right off into it. Well, Caitlin Clark's ex-coach from Iowa, Lisa Bluder, has made her, voice be known in this situation about Caitlin Clark being left off of the United States Olympic team. Also, Jennifer Rosati, she made a statement about, Caitlin Clark being left off as well. Jennifer Rosati is part of the USA Olympic Committee. And, her statement was they was aware of the outside noise, everything that played a part into selecting this team. They wasn't going to let that affect them on making their choice by adding any extra pressure by putting Caitlin Clark on that roster. Now, Lisa Bluder, she made some interesting comments when it came down, when they asked her how she felt about Caitlin Clark being left off of that roster. Guys, I want you to pay attention to what Lisa Bluder had to say, because she had some interesting words. Basically, she was going on the lines of saying things like Caitlin Clark is tired, just coming right out of the NCAA, collegiate career, straight into the WNBA. Her legs are gone. And she said you can see it in some of her play where she has 3 in a game, 10 in a game, and then she drops 30 on a rest. So let's take a listen to what Lisa Bluder had to say. Take a listen.
That word former before my title and my name there, it still feels weird.
Hey, it feels weird for the rest of us. I was sick at heart when I heard you were hanging up your Spurs because you're obviously one of the greats in the entire history of the game, and we're going to get to your record. But first, I want to talk to you about the news of the day that everyone is discussing around the coffee stations at work. That's your former player, Caitlin Clark, being left off the USA Olympic roster. Lisa, what are your thoughts about that? And is there a rationale for that that's fair? It's such a controversial topic, as everything around Caitlin seems to be lately.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take to get to that question, Sally.
I'm a journalist. Right there.
She is I obviously would love to have seen her on that team. She's represented USA basketball many times. She's won 3 gold medals. But we have to remember, it is the hardest team to make anywhere. It is the hardest team to make. And the 12 women that they have chosen are exceptional women. The only but I have is, what about the future? Because this team has not lost a game since 1992. A game they haven't lost. So they're a great group. They're experienced. There's no doubt we're going to win another gold medal in Paris. But what about the fact that in 4 years we're going to be playing in LA? How are we preparing for that? That would be my only but.
You know, this is my question too. So Diana Taurasi is 40 years old, over 40 years old. She's going to be hanging it up. Sue Bird just retired. There's some great younger guards on that team, and obviously they've got to integrate new leadership. And I would have thought that Caitlin Clark will be integrated into that process. But was it too soon? Was it just a cycle too soon? I mean, who in your mind is the new Sue Bird of this organization, this USA Basketball organization?
Very interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't answer that, Sally. I'm not sure, but I think it would have benefited Caitlin if she would have had another year of experience and maybe not be coming right off of her collegiate season where she's pretty tired, as you can see when in her play right now. You know, when she's tired, she struggles a little bit. When she's fresh, as in the other night, she has 30 points. So, you know, her body needs a rest. And the silver lining is that her body will get some rest during this break. And I think that's what we have to focus on, is the silver lining to this whole deal.
You know, she said an interesting thing to her WNBA coach, Christy Sides. She said they woke up a monster. How many times have you heard a reaction like that from Caitlin Clark to a challenge?
Yeah, not those exact words, but certainly, I mean, anytime that somebody doubts her, somebody says she can't do something, she's going to go prove them wrong. So definitely she's in a position to really be motivated highly to continue, you know, growing her game and being successful and making the next Olympics in 4 years.
Now, you heard what Lisa Bluder had to say. It was very interesting what she uttered. She knows her player best. She coached her in college. She was with her through the everyday struggles of collegiate basketball. And she basically said that Caitlin is tired. Like I stated earlier, you know, she's coming right out of the NCAA, you know, tournament. She had a long run, playing continuously basketball, and her legs is tired. And she said that in her statement. She basically said that showed in her play, where when she is fresh, she come out and drop 30. But when the reporter asked her about, you know, waking up a monster, Lisa Bluder, she said, you know, Caitlin will respond, but she has to get rest. So, you know, she wasn't devastated that she was left off of the Olympic roster. She said, you know, just got to give her some time. But the only but that she had was the fact that who is going to lead that group, the next guards, you know, 2028, how are they preparing when the Olympics is back stateside? And, you know, you want to have a good showing. Also, she said that these girls haven't lost since 1992. They's going to bring home the gold in Paris. Everybody wanted to see, you know, Caitlin Clark on this team, you know, the NBA's poster child right now. But right now, like I stated, it's not her time. But in due time, she'll be there in 2028. You just have to give the maturation process some time. But there's other players that was rightfully deserving to be on there. Who are you going to X out just to put Caitlin Clark on there? And just like Jennifer Rosati said, they heard the outside noise. But that extra added pressure wasn't going to, you know, influence them just to put Caitlin Clark on there just because of the marketing standpoint. United States basketball for women doesn't need marketing for the Olympics. They've been successful. They've winning gold medals. So at this time, you know, everybody has their say on the reason why Caitlin Clark was left off of the United States Olympic roster team. But I think Lisa Bluder, she summed it up. She knows her player. So she wasn't, you know, disappointed that she didn't make it. She would love to see her make it, but she wasn't disappointed. She said the other players on there was rightfully deserving to make it. But Lisa Bluder, she kind of summed it up, man. She knows her ex-player, and, you know, that was graceful what she did and how she handled that. And she didn't bash nobody. She didn't come at nobody, but it was just interesting to hear her say the words that she said. So you guys let me know what you think about Lisa Bluder's comments on Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic team. And just remember, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. And remember, on your way out the door, when you put your shoes on, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.